We'll formally begin the second day proceedings of Code AI 2025. We first welcome you all to the third keynote address of this conference. We have with us Mr. Nagaraj Rajagopalan, a distinguished member at Nokia and the head of technical staff at Nokia. With over 9 years of experience at Nokia, he is a distinguished member of technical staff and is also a manager test architect. He leads the development and implementation of innovation systems and solutions. With technical proficiency in Python, he uses it to create and optimize test architectures, frameworks, and is passionate about delivering high quality and reliable solutions to its clients. Along with that, Mr. Nagaraj Ranjagopal has worked with over multiple MNCs, including Motorola India Private Limited. We are pleased to welcome you, Mr. Nagaraj Ranjagopal. Over to you, sir, for the keynote address.
Yeah, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to be part of the Code AI 2025. And I'm also honored to be speaking here and giving you the keynote. So before I start, just want to understand, is my audio okay? Okay, thank you so much. Let me just move to, yeah. Okay, so before we start, what is really an explainable AI? Let's first understand certain basics and then let's go to what application this really has for us. Okay, so before we start, a little bit of introduction about Nokia. So Nokia as an organization, we started way back in 1865 as a pulp mill. So we started with manufacturing paper, then we moved on to rubber, and then after that is where we slowly moved into the radio technology, where that's where the whole core part of the R&D began. We started off with the wired telephone, then slowly we went to digital telephone, where we delivered the first car phone, where people moving about in the car could actually speak. So that was something wonderful that was there. And also Nokia proceeded further to make its first GSM call in the world in the year 1991. And later on joined hands with Nokia Siemens network to form 3G. Later on, I think we started growing and growing. We started acquiring LRU, Motorola, and many companies. And as of okay, and then finally we are in a stage where Nokia per se at the moment is one of the world leader when it comes to 5G. Okay, and about 90% of the traffic in 5G goes through one or another device that is actually done by Nokia. Most of you would actually relate Nokia all these years to only handsets or the phones. But of lately, we have diversified our businesses, and then we are more into the network infrastructure of 4G and 5G. And of lately, we have even started the work on the areas of 6G per se. Other than that, we have a strong track record of innovation led by the Nokia Bell Labs. So we have 9 Nobel Prizes that are there. We have 5 Turing Awards, 3 Emmy Awards, 2 Grammy Awards, and 1 Oscar also. You know, the Emmy, Grammys, and Oscars always goes to a different industry, but I think Nokia is unique in this case where we have all these awards per se. And if you look at it, the company started with the foundations of electronics, where the transistors were invented, the satellite communications, fiber, and also if you look at Unix C, C++, which is the foundations of any software engineering, was actually founded in the Bell Labs per se. So more or less anything that is connected that we are having actually goes through one of our network per se. And also as of today, we are one of the leaders when it comes to patents on 5G. We have one of the highest patent portfolio that is there with Nokia per se. Okay, with that introduction, so let me start with a very basic question about what really is AI before we could even go understand what is an explainable AI, first let's understand what is AI. Okay, so AI per se is a vast entity where devices or computers or anything that actually tries to mimic human behavior. Okay, it could be something directly linked to how we think. It could also be linked to certain things that we actually do or perform any activities. But most of the times we have heard about two no, two things that are there, AI and ML, which actually goes hand in hand. Okay, so a lot of people get kind of confused. They interchangeably say AI and ML. It is nothing wrong there. If you look at it, ML is nothing but a subset of AI, which actually focuses on certain algorithms and models that are there to realize certain mimic or get the desired behavior. Okay, so machine learning algorithms or models are the one that actually allow your computers to learn from the available training data and probably make necessary predictions or decisions, okay, without explicitly being programmed. Unlike traditional way of programming is where you put the logic and you make it to say that if this is the input, this is the logic or the flow that you have to go, and this is the output. However, in this case, it is the other way around where you just give the data, you say this is the input and this is the output, and you ask the algorithm to find out the logic. Okay, and also machine learning is nothing but containing algorithms and models. But recently, we have seen that there is another field which is another subset of machine learning, which is called as deep learning. Okay, so with the advancement of deep learning and the computing is where we have been able to substantially make significant growth when it comes to AI. Okay, so if I look at DL or deep learning, is where the algorithms, if you look at it, clearly mimics the way the neuron in the brain actually works. So they have literally taken a human brain cell, which is a neuron, which is the smallest element of our brain, and they have mathematically made a model, they have computed it, and that is how, if you look at it, how we think, how we perceive. As I'm talking now, you are actually listening, you're also seeing, you're also trying to understand, you're trying to make sense of it. So there are a lot of things that are actually happening inside the human brain. Okay, and the basic essence of all this happening, that is learning, everything is basically at the level of the neuron. And to mimic that behavior mathematically, and the model that does this is nothing but your deep learning. Okay, because of deep learning, we have been able to significantly change the way we have been able to train our machine learning models. Okay. So, a few things that we also need to think about when it comes to ethical AI. Okay, the reason is these are all foundations, so I don't want to directly jump into what is explainable AI, but it is always good for everyone, not only in the industry but also in the academy, to clearly understand the foundations. Once your foundations and fundamentals are clear, is where you will be able to clearly make out or derive any output or outcome or applications or design anything out of it. So let's look at what is really an ethical AI. I think you would have heard a lot about it. You would have read a lot about it. You have seen a lot about it. So let's slowly dissect what is ethical AI. Okay, so most of us, the moment we talk about AI, the first thing that strikes is threat. Okay, most of the times we see that, okay, you would have seen all science fiction movies where AI are there, they take over everything and they control the whole planet and things like that. Okay, so there is some kind of anxiety, there is some kind of a fear that always comes into. So to address that is where one of the foundations that is there to is kept in place is called the ethics. Okay, where the AI system, so as and when you go, AI is actually going to get smarter. It's going to think much better than the humans. Okay, to control that factor is where these ethics have been put into place. And added to that is also that there are human rights and values that the AI actually respects and adheres. Okay, when it comes to giving any answers, when it is getting trained or when it is even getting thinking or probably trying to predict anything, is where there is respect that actually comes into picture when it comes to human values and rights. And also added to that also is there is nothing in the AI that should actually discriminate about individuals or groups or based on any factors. It could be race, gender, or ethnicity, so that it is kind of neutral. Okay, it is not actually getting biased to certain set of factors that are there. And added to that is also fairness, okay, transparency, and also accountability. Okay, so this actually eventually will probably avoid certain harms and discrimination that comes into picture. And also added to that, the ethical AI is also kept with the factor of well-being in thing, and also safety and security. The reason why this framework of ethical AI is kept in place is more and more in our day-to-day lives is where AI is actually going to get integrated into our lives. Okay, and that's one of the reason that ethics are kept in place, so that a lot of things with respect to human rights and values are actually getting preserved. So one of the example is these days you would have seen a lot of these autonomous cars. In fact, if you look at it, are all having AI into it. Okay, where again there is a classic question: car is moving and there is a pedestrian crossing on the road. What the car has to do? Okay, so that is where the safety comes into picture. Okay, human rights and values comes into picture. Okay, how the AI is going to behave, whether it's going to run over, it's not going to run over, because we have kept the frameworks of ethics in place. And also added to it is where in future, in few years, is where all the legal opinions, everything is going to where AI is also get going to support not only in the legalities aspect, but also in solving crimes and everything as well. So in that place as well is where we need to ensure that there is fairness and transparency that comes into picture when AI is actually working to provide any, trying to solve any case, or even when it is trying to help the judge or the jury to provide the necessary verdict. Okay. Okay, so let's understand one more concept which is called as black box AI. Okay, so right now, till date, whatever ChatGPT or OpenAI or Claude or whichever AI tools or the bots that they have used is all black box in nature. Okay, so let's understand what is a black box AI. Okay, so there are four concepts there when it comes to black box AI. One is opaqueness, which is basically means you have no idea how or what is really happening when certain output or decision making are coming into picture. Okay, so you just ask a question and you get an answer. Okay, but how, what all factors or what is happening inside it, that it is providing a necessary answer, is something you don't know. I think most of you, 99% of the people here in the forum would have actually seen you ask a question to any of the open AI, or you try to take a picture and try to say, probably use or try to make certain changes to the picture. You just ask and it does. But what is happening in the background is something, or what is happening and nobody knows. So this is one of the factors called opaqueness, which is the functionality of a black box AI. And added to that, all these, if you look at all the AI systems or your GPT systems that are built today, is all built out of neural network. Neural networks are interchangeably also called as deep learning models. Okay, and it is kind of very complex. You would have heard, right? A 20 billion parameter model, 30 billion parameter model, 2 billion parameter model. So those parameters are nothing but the factors that are actually the number of nodes or factors that are used in the neural network. And when it comes to opaqueness, or when it comes to black box AI, is where it becomes very difficult how these models internally are working to make certain decisions or when it comes to certain outcomes. Okay, and also there is with respect to transparency, it's also very difficult. Okay, how really an AI is able to arrive at a specific answer. Say, for example, you ask it to write a code, a Python code or something, magically it is doing, right? Everyone knows it. Okay, magically you ask a question, it is giving. Or say, for example, you say that I want to plan a trip to, say, Paris and for 5 days and make an itinerary, it is magically making. But what is happening, okay, what all things that it is really thinking to arrive at certain decisions is, or a recommendation is, something not known. And the last one is basically ethics and regulatory concerns. So basically the opacity of the black box model actually has a little bit of ethics and fairness that comes into picture. Okay, it's finally any of the models that you are using with respect to AI is all trained. Okay, so based on the training data and how the model is trained is where the outcome is really going to come. So if your training data is kind of biased, it's only having certain set which is not balanced out, is where all these kind of things comes into picture, where fairness, biases, and accountability all gets missed out. So in short, black box AI is something like you ask a question, you get an answer, but you clearly are not sure what is happening underneath or what factors are there that is actually considered when it comes to it. And so there is a lot of opaqueness and there is no transparency. It's way too complex to understand, and there are a lot of ethical factors that come into picture. Now let's come to the topic of today, which is explainable AI. So what is an explainable AI? Okay, so explainable AI is the converse of black box AI. Okay, so it is one of the features of an explainable AI, or in short, XAI is what they call, is where you are able to clearly interpret what is the decision that is happening. You are able to interpret, okay, you are able to understand why it is giving a certain decision or a prediction. You are able to understand, okay, by us, it is not some numbers or some model values that are just being thrown out on the screen. Okay, you are able to understand also a rationale behind why the AI is recommending, and clearly you are able to trust what is getting interpreted when the system actually gives you an output. And also there is a transparency in the way the model works. Okay, so most of you are aware that all the bots that are there, the OpenAI or Claude or anything you look at it, there is a model that runs. Okay, but what kind of a model that is actually inside it is where the transparency comes into picture. Of lately, you have seen that a lot of these people have started actually open sourcing their models, so that it clearly reveals to the world that what is actually used to build or train the model. Okay, and also based on that is where you are able to, any one of us are able to really understand how these models are able to take certain decisions or prediction. And this also helps us in identifying if there are any biases or error. And if you look at it, any GPT or any AI systems that you use, there is, whenever there is an output that is put, there is always a disclaimer saying that this might not be 100% correct. It is again left to the discretion of the person who is reading it. Okay, that's one of the thing they always start putting, because one of the reasons where a lot of ethics have come into picture, and we are all heading towards this thing called as an explainable AI. So we are just intermediate, or maybe we are, some of the models have already started supporting this. Okay, so by bringing in the transparency in the model is where you will be able to understand if there are any biases or errors that could have unintendedly have some consequences on the AI systems. Okay. And the other very important thing is human readable explanation. Okay. Now, these nowadays, you can see a lot of models are able to really provide outputs before a description or before even any, what I would say, prediction comes into picture on what is happening. Okay, in terms of not technical jargons that are coming out of the model, rather it is in human understandable terms what is happening of an explanation. Okay, so by doing this, is where it kind of clearly bridges the gap between complex AI models and the trust that we have. Okay, if in case we have to take a big decision and we are taking support of AI, all these comes into picture. Say for example, few years down the lane, AIs are now used by the court. Okay, it could be a high court or any other court to provide a verdict. In that case, if there is a person who is actually charged with a crime, and he might not have done a crime, he would have done a crime, but if the jury is taking support of AI, so definitely there would be questions that will be raised saying that, hey, you are taking support of AI. How can I really trust? Okay, and that's where all these explanation come into picture. And one other thing, right now I can also look at cricket, at least in India, is a big fever here. And right now we have somebody called as a third umpire. Okay, sooner or later, I think third umpire might be an AI, or even third umpire might even take help of an AI to actually tell whether a person is out or not. Okay, in that situation, when AI says a person is out or not, is where all these factors come into picture. Okay, how transparent the model is, what all explanation the AI is actually able to give before it declares the person is out or not. Okay, and again, as I said, ethical considerations, definitely assuming that it is not biased to specific group, race, ethnicity, and things like that, and also safety of humans are also kept into picture. So eventually, what is an explainable AI? Explainable AI is a transparent model. It is interpretable what is coming out of it, and it is also accountable of what all the outcomes are coming out of it. Okay. So we looked at understanding what is an AI, what is machine learning, what is deep learning. We also know, kind of understood what is black box AI. Now you clearly are able to differentiate the difference between a black box AI and an explainable AI, where things are very transparent. You are able to understand what decisions the AI system is making, and also nobody needs to be technically savvy to understand, but any human would be able to understand certain explanation, considering ethical factors are also in place. Okay, so just a quick comparison between the black box and an explainable AI. Again, a black box lacks the transparency. Okay, but here explainable emphasizes on transparency and interpretability. Decision making is very opaque. You have no idea what is happening, but here it provides an insight into how AI decision is being made. Complexity of the model is very complex neural networks, but here it again focuses on understanding the model structures. Accountability challenges in accountability are there all the time because there might be certain oversights, but here explainable AI enables the accountability of the end user. There are a lot of ethical concerns when it comes to biases, but here if you look at it, considerations are very fair. Regulatory compliance, we're not very sure how black box really are, but again, one of the key factors of explainable AI is the regulatory compliances that are there in place. Okay, now let's look at why is explainable AI critical for the future. Okay, so one of the key very factor is trust and acceptance. Okay, so I will start humans or people will start building trust into the system, AI system, once they start knowing that okay, the AI is transparent in decision making. It knows like what all steps it took to actually undermine a decision, so it actually increases the trust in the outcome. And also there is bias and mitigation are actually fair. There are no too much of biases because clearly the model is actually built on certain sets of data, trained on data where biases are actually mitigated. Okay, and also there is also promotion of fairness and equity when it comes to certain decisions which are contributing. Okay, ethical and regulatory compliances are also very crucial when it comes to explainable AI. Okay, as I said, ethics are something in AI is something very, very important. And as and when more and more society and even bigger organizations start adhering or adopting AI, is where the ethical and regulatory compliances become very important. Risk management and error detection. Again, here the XAI systems are built in such a way that you are able to identify, or it flags or triggers if there is any risk that are there on the system, keeping the models very transparent and also help you to diagnose or fix anything. Okay, as such, nothing in this world is actually 100% perfect. Okay, all of us actually learn by making mistakes or errors, and we learn incrementally. That is how we as humans are, and that is how the machines that we have built, and that's how even the AI systems are going to be. So nothing is perfect. Over a period of time is where we are actually going to learn and bring in the sense of perfectionness. Okay, so there are a couple of techniques that are there when it comes to extended AI. I will probably not dive in deep into the technicalities of it. Okay, there is something called as intrinsic interpretability, and then there is post hoc explainability. So this basically supports in bringing in a lot of things with respect to biases and transparency and the intricacies of internal model or the neural networks that are there into picture. Simple intrinsic interpretability is your classical linear regressions that are used, or decision trees that are there like random forest or anything, or KNN. And also there would also be certain rule based model based on it how a specific outcome is derived. Okay, so then there is post hoc explainability that comes onto picture, is also where it is used for explaining the decisions or predictions. Okay, how a prediction or an endpoint has been achieved by a machine learning model. So there are three commonly used techniques, which is one is LIME, which is local interpretable model agnostic explanation. The other one is sharply adaptive explanations, and then there is attention maps. Or your attention is one of the key components of your GPT. Okay, generative pre-trained transformers, or that is where the attention is what it is. Okay, and that's where all your chat GPT or Claude or all these are actually built out of. So these are two important techniques that are there that by default will be used on any of the XAI, which actually helps us to get an explanation or an explanation of how certain things are being derived or how certain decisions are actually coming into picture. Okay, so now let's come to the actual point of the whole keynote, is where explainable AI is really required. Okay, right now we are all happy. You put any questions to GPT, you have everything, but in future that might not really be sufficient. We probably need an explanation why certain things are going to be made by the AI. So one of the biggest area where we see a real world application of explainable AI is on the healthcare. Okay, so one of the example you could look at, I think now more and more and more and more AI would be used in healthcare in future. Okay, which helps us to cut down the diagnosis time by over like 100x. Okay, you don't need to do too many medical trials, because the model will really understand. Suppose before any vaccine is deployed or anything, the model will actually reiterate itself to before any clinical trial, so that you will be able to roll out your vaccines out into the market. New drugs, if you want to invent, those are also possible. And also simple explanation could also be, I think these days already they are using for diagnosis of many diseases including cancer. Okay, so if in case there is a report that is fed to the AI system, okay, it could be a biopsy report of a cancer, or it could be a MRI or a CT scan, or it could be a simple X-ray for diagnosis, is where the interpretable or your explainable AI actually says whether a person is actually having a first degree or a second degree cancer or not. If a person is diagnosed with the disease, is where it clearly explains what all things that it is seeing in the report or in the scan, that it says that it clearly indicates that whether this person has been completely cured or still suffering. So this makes a lot of things very helpful for the doctor to take the next step. It could be the next course of I would say the therapy or the medicines that the doctor really needs to prescribe. So this is one of the biggest, I would say, the most useful industry, not only for us, for all the humans. If you look at it, is where this is very important, which is the healthcare. The other one of the factors also industry that really helps is the loan, the finance industry in a big way. Not only the if you look at I gave a simple example here called the loan year, but I think most of you are here these days on the trading. Okay, you know, markets are going up and down, and whether it's the right time to invest or not. You would have seen a lot of ads on algorithmic trading, but again, algorithmic trading clearly does not indicate. It just says go invest, but again, there is no explanation why you have to invest, or what decisions that internally the algorithm really took to indicate that you need to go and invest. So these are all not there. So when explainable AI comes into picture is where it will clearly make things faster for us. Your decision, you are also now trusting the system. Today, if I say that, okay, algorithmic trading indicates that you have to go, say, for example, go and invest about 10 lakh rupee in the market today. Okay, but you know, markets are down today. But would anybody want to go put 10 lakh rupees if the algorithmic trading indicates that you have to put about 10 lakhs in the market today? You would still not trust the system. Okay, so that is how the non-explainable AI actually comes into picture. Simple one of the example that I've indicated here, I think most of the finance industry look at loan. I think this is the biggest thing that all the finance industry look at, whether to provide loan or not. So the AI system will look at all the records of an individual who is applying for a loan, and then it actually looks at each and every steps, and also gives an explanation why a specific person is eligible for providing a getting a loan or not. So this also reduces a lot of risks on the banking system on providing a loan. Other one is also on the legal and HR. As I said, more and more, lot of legal industry will start adopting AI into their systems. And other thing is also of lately, even HR, human resources across all organizations have also started using AI. So first thing is, any job application is opened, the first thing that happens is thousands of applications actually get dropped. It becomes very difficult for the human resources team to really go scan or read each and every resume, and that's where they kind of use AI. And AI probably at the moment, if you look at it, is where they would have kind of filtered based on certain criteria, and where only certain keywords are there, or is where it will get picked up. And most of you are know about something called as ATS score for a resume. Okay, this is a standard that has been kept. So the AI will look at the ATS score, how it is being written, and then it will either select or reject a resume. But however, right now it doesn't clearly give an indication why it's selected or rejected. Okay, and this is where the explainable AI will actually come into picture, whether why it actually chose a candidate, whether a candidate needs to be hired, or why the candidate shouldn't be hired. Okay, this is where the legal system, or as an example I provided about HR. Other biggest benefit, I think, if you look at it, the current century with so much of changes or turbulence in the way weather patterns are actually changing, is actually adding a lot of stress on the food industry, food or the agriculture industry, where if you look at the farming community, they think that okay, the rains will come now, and we are ready to actually go sow the seeds, or we are going to start our plantation work. But eventually, because of all the churn in the weather, is where they're not very clear what to do. And this is where clearly explainable AI also will come into picture, not now, but at least in the future, where it clearly indicates what is the time of the year based on the weather patterns that are there and the global changes that are happening, is where is the right time for actually harvesting, or whether it is good time to actually sow the seeds. That is one. Other thing where even the agricultural tech industry there will also help is disease. And also, if you look at it, every other year the pests are actually getting more and more potent to the existing if you look at it, the insecticides that are there. Okay, and this is where it will also help kind of detection, and also indicating what kind of medications or insecticides really the farming community really needs to use or rotate to actually beat them. Added to that, also in future is where cities, smart cities, or your big large cities will also use explainable AI. One of the areas they are also looking at is basically all big cities have a problem of managing traffic. Traffic is one of the biggest challenge across the world to manage so that the city runs smooth. And that's where it helps the relevant departments also to say how certain timing of traffic signal needs to be there, or where all are the right places traffic signal needs to be maintained, so that, and also it explains the why. That makes it very easy for the departments that are running the cities, or even the police traffic police departments that are actually running, to make them easier to take certain decisions when it comes to handling the situation. Other thing that I also wanted to add is the telecom industry, which is the industry where I am part of, is where we are also now building a lot of explainable AI. We are already on it. Okay, in the few years is where you would already see certain solutions coming on it. Is where few of things that I've given here is where anomaly detection in the network. Most of the times you see that all the network that are running is all fine nines. You would hardly see any outages, but in an advent of an outage, okay, how things to be handled. So that's one of the things that we have put certain AI systems in place, is where we are actually going to detect anomaly before it can even occur. Okay, it will flag off. Till now we were just flagging off saying that there might be an network outage in this part of the city in another few hours from now, but it could not explain why. But now with explainable AI coming into picture is where it is going to clearly tell why it is indicating that in a few hours from now, a specific cell site or a base station is going to come down. It could be number of users, or it could be certain n number of alarms that are actually coming on that cell site, that is indicating that it is more or less going to go for a breakdown. Okay, the other things also we are helping our customers when it comes to telecom is also identifying churn, where we see that people move across different telecom operators. So the only way the telecom operators can come into profitability is to retain the customers. Okay, and that's where certain analysis is done. Right now, analysis is being done. There is a use case on customer analysis churn, but now it doesn't explain why it is saying that certain people might move out or move in. So this is where explainable AI also comes into picture. And as I said, these are certain things that are really shaping our industry, at least in the telecom, to make the customer experience even more better per se. And last but not the least is the manufacturing industry. And one of the reasons I think already a lot of industries have already in the manufacturing have used predictive maintenance, where when a part is manufactured, is where based on where the part is being used, it would predict that when is the next maintenance that the device or the part will actually come into picture. Okay, it might say, okay, this part would need maintenance of every 6 months or something. But in future, when explainable AI comes into picture, is where it will clearly tell it needs to be serviced or maintained in 6 months because of these conditions. This would actually make things lot more efficient when the manufacturing industries, and also it also turns out to be a lot more cost effective per se. And it also helps to schedule a proactive repair sessions. With one of the examples is connected cars or vehicles. Okay, now most of the vehicles or cars, I think you can actually monitor your car through your applications or your phone what is happening. So these data is also used by the manufacturers, and when explainable AI comes into picture is where it will actually look at how many kilometers the vehicle has gone, looks at the service history of the car, and or it also knows each and every part in the car, what are the periods in which they need to be maintained. It also knows what is the fuels, what is the oil levels, and everything in the car that is running, is where clearly it will predict when should be the next repair or the maintenance that come into picture. So these are all going to be part of all the real world applications when it comes to explainable AI. There are a lot more and more and more industries that were also embracing. And one of the other biggest industries is the space industry, which is picking up. Defense is something that is there. That is 1 second. Yeah, defense is another biggest industry that is actually getting also going to get benefited by explainable AI. Okay, so let's look at what's next in the explainable AI. Okay, so one is there are few more. We are not done with explainable AI. There are many more that are there coming into picture. One of the other things that needs to be worked on explainable AI is the causal explainability. Okay, it is just not currently about correlation between cause and effect, but it's just moving beyond it. Okay, help this actually causal explainability is where it is going to really help the medical and the policy decision making industry. Human in loop AI, I think this is something with a lot of these agentic AI coming into picture is where human in the loop AI is also in one of the explainable AI is where in between is where users will actually contribute to certain explanation. Okay, why certain decisions or explanations are there where AI actually takes help from the humans to actually give a necessary explanation. Okay, so this also helps in continuous feedback and learning into the AI system. Other one was contrastive explanation. Okay, so this is another technique that is also coming where explain why an X was chosen over Y. Okay, so this also makes a decision making justification. This is something that is already there on all the AI systems that are already there is the simplest one that is there. And also the other one is also counterfactuals is where real and fake. If you look at it, so many things are there, and basically this is where it will actually flip between the extreme ends to really understand what is real and what is factual. Okay. And the other one that is very important is the LLM explainability or your GPT or whatever is where clearly trace the response to the specific input token. Okay, whatever you provide as input or whatever it takes from the system is where it clearly indicates tracing it back to the right token or the word or the question that is there. And also other thing is prompt tracking is where whatever questions you have been asking, tracing it back. So this also helps to clearly understand how actually large language models like your GPT or your OpenAI or anything are actually being used. So these are certain things that eventually are going to be part of the XAI that are coming into future. Okay, so before I close, is there a few things that I would actually want people to try, and I know most of you here would be using a lot of prompts every day. You could actually turn your existing prompt into an explainable AI. Some of the AI models that are there, open AI models or Claude or whichever are there or Llama, do support to some extent an explainable AI. So here there are certain tip that I have given you where you can use your prompt to convert it into an explainable AI. And I would highly recommend you start using this for the fact that whenever you are making or trying to get any inputs or trying to make any decisions is where this will actually help you out. Okay, so clearly put in your prompt what needs to be explained. Okay, you also clearly tell the AI what needs to it has to explain. Okay, for example, why did a model flag this transaction as fraud? An example. Okay, why was this movie suggested or recommended? Why did the AI write this paragraph? You would have asked it to write a story. Okay, say for example, you would have been asked to write a story, or you would have been asked to write a based on create a summary of a big book or something. Is where this is where after that is where you ask why it actually gave a summary within a paragraph, what all factors it took. This makes you better understand whether the summary that it gave, how trustable it is, or how much it has hallucinated. And also you can write your prompt with an explanation. Okay, ask the AI to provide an explanation. Okay, where you are actually asking the model not just to give the answer but also provide an explanation. So this makes your prompting also more stronger. And also you can use the other thing called as chain of thought reasoning. Okay, explicitly tell the model and ask it to reason it step by step. This is very important. Ask it to reason every step. Okay, so this actually forces it to into an explainable AI. Okay, you can start with saying that think step by step and explain how X actually determines and whether it is a risk or not. Okay, you can also use a template where you can say you probably give me a prediction, give me a rationale, and also provide me a confidence score. This makes it even more stronger. Okay, with you will also be able to clearly trust you will also your the way in which you are actually using the output or the outcome actually has a stronger backing. Okay, the other one of the technique is to actually critic or you ask it to self evaluate. Okay, you would have asked for a prediction or you would have asked for a suggestion, but again, you can ask it to critic. Okay, you can ask it to explain whether there could be an error in the classification or whether there is a issue in the way in which it has been. So that it actually goes back and think. Okay, so maybe you could also try this prompt. Okay, so this is very interesting. Okay, and you can actually, I'll anyway share the slides to Gururaj. You could actually try these out. Okay, you can try this if you're with your OpenAI or any of this. You can just try it and you will see the way in which it is able to explain this prompt. It says that analyze the following credit transaction and explain whether it is likely to be fraudulent. Provide a clear step by step. See here, provide a clear step by step reasoning considering the user profile, location, time, merchant type, and amount. Okay, so this is, and also whether is the transaction fraudulent. Okay, so you're just going to give some transaction with which actually was spent here at a time here in this place, and the card holder is based on this location, and based on this you try it out. Okay, me actually typing it for you and showing the output is where to really experience how the XAI really works. Try this prompt out and you will be awed by how actually explainable AI really is able to turn the way around how you are actually looking at certain things AI is probably giving you out. Okay, with that, I conclude my keynote and I'm happy to take any questions that would come up.
Any questions?
Hi, sir. It was wonderful session. I K. Parmesha, a professor in Vidyavardhaka College of Engineering. Sir, I wanted to ask you regarding the analytical ability of the LLMs. So you said it can analyze something, right, and it can provide the output. What about the analytical ability? So I don't think it doesn't have that analytical ability. So to some extent it can do, but beyond that it cannot able to do. So
Correct.
what is the scope of having a prompt based on analytics? So will it be a limitation for LLMs? And what will be the future? In future, will it be able to compute? It will able to do analytical processing. So I just wanted to know your opinion on this.
Okay, see, so basically, if I understand the question is basically on the analysis part. Okay, given any
Yeah.
input or data, how the analysis is happening.
It can
Okay.
do, yeah, it can do, the logical extraction of the text. But what about the facts and figures? Like
Huh.
if it is
Okay.
numbers, yeah.
Yeah, so that is
The
what I
next.
said. Yeah, facts and figures is where is actually part of explainable AI. Okay, that is something at the moment is a bigger gap that is there with the current AI systems into place and also the way in which they are actually trained. Okay, so the models of today or the large language models of today are actually trained in a way where the factor of explainability or the analytics is something that is not there. So the way current models are actually trained or generated is simply saying that these are the data, these are there, go read. Okay, go read. That is how it is. So eventually, over a period of time, where when this XAI comes into picture, is where the training of the model will happen in such a way that it is going to have the analysis built into place. So I hope I answered your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. We have one more question.
Yeah,
Hello,
yeah.
I'm Kavya. So when you're talking about explainable AI, so how it caters different users, how it explains different users, because each user's need is different. How it is different for a users or a developer or in any like architect with different technical skills, how it is useful or how it caters to the different needs of the different users.
Okay. So if I refine your question correctly, how the explainable AI knows to cater for a specific use case, okay, or for a specific end user, okay. It could be a developer, it could be a legal advisor, or it could also be a doctor in place, okay. So how does it really cater, okay? And this eventually comes to the point Are you able to hear me? I'm getting an error here.
No, sir, you're fine, sir.
Okay, good. Okay. So basically, what eventually here it matters is you cannot have a general purpose large language model to cater certain needs of a specific user. You can't use a chat GPT and then put it in a, medical emergency room. It doesn't work. Okay. So you have to fine tune it. You have to scale it to the point where it is actually catering to a specific industry or a use case, and that is how eventually it is actually going to work. So for every use case, I
Slightly
think
not
I
suited.
okay, so for every use case that I was indicating is where you have to kind of fine tune the model to make it work, or else it will not. So if you do not fine tune the model for a specific end user, if you make it too generic, lot of hallucination will come in the model. And if you ask a question from a developer point of view, it might actually start reasoning with a high level architecture where developer might not understand, or it could also hallucinate so much that when you try to ask whether the medical reports are correct or not, it might even indicate that it might not explain there because it is not fine tuned, and it might start spitting out some algorithm numbers that it says that this is what it is. And this is where fine tuning very important, especially for students here. Don't get carried away with the open source model that says that that can do everything. It has 20 billion, 30 billion. You need to clearly see that what model works for you. So fine tuning is very important.
Thank you, Dr. Nagaraj and Rajagopalan, for that insightful address. With this, we come to the conclusion of the third keynote address of Code AI 2025. Good afternoon to one and all present here. We are all assembled here for the valedictory ceremony of another successful conference held by the Manipal Academy of Higher Education. Over the last 2 days, we had conducted the second international conference on data science and exploration in artificial intelligence. And we are thankful to all the esteemed dignitaries, the management of Manipal Academy of Higher Education, the participants for their outstanding support in making this conference a huge success. To begin today's valedictory ceremony, I would like to invite our patron, Dr. S.K. Pandey, Dean STEM and Chairperson SOEIT, MAHE Dubai, to deliver the welcome address.
Good afternoon, everyone. Really, it's an honor for me to welcome all of you in this valedictory session of Code AI. First of all, I really would like to thank all the participants, all the organizing team. I think it's a lot of effort has gone in the last not only 2 days, I think it's more than 7-8 months. Definitely in the valedictory session, we have quite a few activities, you will see that, but it's a time to also recognize the efforts of the people, those who presented the paper, best paper awards, best poster awards. We had a PhD colloquium for that, the best paper awards, like that. One thing before the ceremony start, I would like to say that last 2 days, I'm sure that is the last leg of the events. A lot of discussions happen, thought-provoking, the keynote speeches I have attended, I have seen. I'm sure that this is not the end of the event. I feel that it's a starting of the new things, a starting of our collaboration to take our research, what maybe we have discussed during our conference, to take to the next level. And I'm sure that one of the very important aspects of I think yesterday also keynote speech and welcome speech, everybody mentioned, even Dr. Sudhindra, academic president, and Dr. Iven also, purpose is not only the publication, purpose is to focus on the research. Paper will come automatically. with that intention, as well as the second thing is that the collaboration. So it's a good place. I think definitely I feel that we find new collaborators and we will take our research forward. So with this remark, I will add once again, thank you. Thank you for your participation and make this Code AI successful. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your address. I would now like to call upon Dr. Shreyas J, Program Chair and Assistant Professor at the Department of Information Technology, MIT-Bengaluru, to officially present the conference report.
Good afternoon, everybody. The second International Conference on Data Science and Exploration in Artificial Intelligence, which is Code AI 2025, hosted by MAHE Dubai in association with MIT-Bengaluru, MAHE Bangalore campus. Brought together distinguished voices from academia, industry to examine the evolving landscape of artificial intelligence and data science. It over two impactful days, which is April 7th, 8th, 2025. The conference provided a vibrant platform for interdisciplinary dialogue, innovation, and hands-on learning, all centered on the theme, Coding the Future with Intelligence. Day one opened with a keynote address by Dr. Hong Lin, professor at the University of Houston, who presented the insights on Bayesian networks-based sleep stage analysis. This was followed by a keynote from Dr. Jalil Piran of Sejong University, highlight the use of the transformer-based generative models in the climate resilience and the disaster preparedness. A panel discussion moderated by Dr. Dayananda P. explored the convergence of AI, data science, and generative models, featuring global thought leaders like Dr. Mohammad Gamledin Eliga, Mrs. Lakshmi Nageshwari, Brilliant IT Solutions, and Dr. Hong Lin. An emerging technologies workshop by Dr. Manoranjan Pandey from Flutterflow offered the participants a hands-on introduction to the low-code or no-code app development, followed by a thought-provoking plenary address by Dr. Professor Madhu Veeraraghavan, Pro Vice Chancellor, MAHE Bangalore, titled How to Do the Collaborative Research. Day 2 focused on practical AI implementations, beginning with a keynote by Nagaraj Rajagopalan, distinguished technical staff at Nokia, on the future of explainable AI in real-world applications. A total 5 technical session, 1 PhD colloquium, and 1 research poster presentation was conducted, covering a wide spectrum of topics including deep learning techniques, healthcare analytics, generative AI, and ethical data practices. This year, the conference received around 521 paper submissions with an acceptance ratio of 14%, following a rigorous triple-blind review process, ensuring that highest academic standards in the line with agreement with the Springer's Communications in Computers and Information Science series. This continues the upward trajectory from 2024, where 180 papers were accepted from 700 submissions. The event concluded with the valedictory ceremony. Will be concluded with the valedictory ceremony. We are also announcing 5 best paper awards category in the technical sessions of the papers, and also 2, one on PhD colloquium and 1 on the research poster presentation. That's about 2020-25 Code AI. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Shreyas. I now call upon Dr. Sudhindra Sharma, Academic President, MAHE Dubai UAE, to deliver the conference closing remarks.
Good afternoon. Honored, privileged to be here delivering this closing remarks. Going by the report, it appears to have been a fantastic conference. Wonderful keynote speeches and workshops, panel discussions, and of course, I was also going through the book on abstracts, and then I found that really fine abstracts, the titles are extremely good, and then I went through some abstracts also. The papers presented in this conference have been really of very, very high quality. And I am sure, as Shreyas was saying, during these discussions, maybe I'll tell one from my own personal anecdote. When I was doing my PhD, this is in management from IIT Madras. So for 2 years, I was struggling with all sorts of models and questions and everything was going on, and I was not able to really figure out what is the approach that I am taking. 2 years I was struggling and I was nowhere. I knew the basic research questions. What is the approach? I had no clue. I tried everything, but I was getting nowhere. There's one, Dr. Sunil Chopra. He is considered to be the guru of supply chain management. He's written probably the most useful textbook in the world on supply chain. He was giving a workshop in IMT Hyderabad. So I had gone there from Bangalore. I traveled to IMT to attend that workshop. One stray remark he made, it was not part of his presentation, it was not part of his workshop, but he made a stray remark. Fortunately, I was a little attentive at that time. And then that triggered some thought, and that idea gave me a good paper on information theory, use of information theory in supply chain knowledge, and then also formed the basis for my PhD project thesis. One stray remark while attending some workshop by an expert. That's all that made my entire thesis. What I'm trying to say is that when you're listening to experts, when you're listening to your peer presenters, it need not be that paper itself has some work to do and then you learn, but there is something that might trigger your thought and then it might actually form basis for some good research on your part. So I hope that happened and all of you are going back from here with fully rejuvenated, and of course the couple of days away from your campuses and wherever you are. I'm sure that is also some children and all I saw, so that's a good outing, but you go back rejuvenated and you go back with some fresh ideas and maybe some fine research will come out of it. I hope that is what has happened. I also have an ulterior motive here. I heard that there are PhD scholars here. Those who are in advanced stages of PhD scholars, do consider, we are looking for some good faculty who are young researchers, and then do consider applying for faculty positions here in MAHE Dubai. We would be glad to consider you. I am sure Dr. Pandey has also spoken to some of you. So if you are interested in moving to Dubai and being part of this great institution, and if you are in the process of probably submitting your thesis or whenever you do that, so do consider applying for this. Okay, so we'll be glad to do that. So I hope you all had a fantastic time in Dubai itself, and hope we were able to do justice to our hosting job here, and then you had a good time in MAHE Dubai. So congratulations to all the presenters, not just the award winners, but all the presenters who have been able to present and then who are part of now the publications and conference proceedings. And my congratulations to the organizing team from MIT Bangalore, as well as the co-organizers from my School of Engineering and IT. They've done a wonderful job. Congratulations. And then once again, welcome, and it was glad having you all here, the team from MIT Bangalore and all of you. Okay, have a wonderful time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for those remarks. We now move on to an exciting part of today's segment. We would love to hear from our participants, and we would like to take your feedback as to how we would like to improve, or if you would like to give your suggestions and experience which you had at the Code AI 2025 conference. We would really appreciate it. So we can pass around the mic to the participants.
Really, it is a very nice experience for me. This conference is first conference offshore. I had attended many conferences in India, but it's the first time outside India. Really, I'm very excited. Actually, myself presented paper in this conference and also served as a session chair. So everything is taken care systematically. Even the itinerary, each and everything is taken care properly. no hiccups, no issues. Everything went smoothly. I enjoyed. In fact, it gave very good experience. In fact, I met a lot of youngsters and also made friends with them. So it's really a wonderful experience for me. So overall, it's truly an amazing thing and to be a part of this conference. Thank you for all the organizing committee members and also MAHE family. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any of the participants who wish to share their experiences?
Good afternoon. Myself, Dr. D. Pushpagauri from Manipal University, Jaipur, from the same family of Manipal. I'm actually from Bangalore, working in Manipal University, Jaipur. I'm so happy that I have visited sister concern of Manipal. And last December I had visited Manipal Udupi also. So I was more excited to explore Manipal family. So after coming here, I think I had never expected that I will come till here. But God's grace and anyhow I connected with Shreyas sir and it was a great experience here. I connected with many people here.
Thank you, ma'am.
A very good afternoon. I'm Dr. from Manipal University, Jaipur, only the part of the Manipal family. This conference actually gives a different view of, like we are from the management and we relate our paper of AI in management field, like in finance. But when we see the papers here presented totally on the deep learning and AI, so we understand the concept more deeply and this helps us more to present more papers in future also. So, and the experience is really very, very good and we are very much happy. This is my first international trip, so I'm also excited.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Dr. Shinde. I am from Bangalore, East Point College of Engineering. I was my mindset was not like that. I will come and attend this conference, but Shreyas sir motivated me so much, and then I decided to come. And seriously, I got this opportunity and exposure. I like it very much. Here, environment away from the college, away from the home, every day cooking and working in the college and break I got, and I'm very happy. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Very good evening. Saying a goodbye is always very hard feeling. I must say that last 2 days was very brilliant, thought-provoking sessions, lot of interactions, lot of communications happening through and through, and it was what to say about it. From the day one keynote speech to the session chairs, while introducing them, it was all goosebumps. We always get motivated to hear that one day our profile also be read by somebody one day with so much of patents, so much of research publications, and you are getting honored one day by the students and by the session chairs. So it was indeed a wonderful moment for all of us to have this 2 days and being into this culminating session. I must say a goodbye to all of you, but it's going to be a new start, as what Pandey sir said. It's going to be a new start, and we'll see many of the faces joining back here. And congrats and best wishes to all of you. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Shamanna from MIT College of Engineering, Professor in the Department of CSE. Of course, these 2 days were really wonderful, mixture of all sorts of sessions, including plenary session, workshop, presentation, keynotes. Okay? So it has become a very, very popular platform because it's named as Core AI, because AI is needed for everyone. And we have so many popular courses on AI for everyone, launched by founders of many AI-initiated AI companies across the world. So AI is really required in almost all the fields. So this conference is going to become an iconic conference in next few years. We will see this is just a beginning. We would like to see more people like all of you to join this conference in future, and we have already put 2 steps ahead, many more steps to go, And I wish all the best to all of you, and also congratulations for all the presenters for presenting your paper here. We will look forward for more collaborative activities like this associated with MAHE. Thank you very much for the conference team for all their efforts making it successful. We are already seeing and cherishing this success. Thank you all.
Thank you to all the participants for their feedback. We now move on to the award ceremony of Code AI 2025, where we'll be awarding students on various categories based on their presentations. I would now like to call upon Dr. Gururaj HL, Program Chair, Code AI 2025, to announce the winners.
Very good afternoon and all present here. It's a proud and happy moment to call upon the winners of the second international conference on data science and AI, that is Code AI 2025. I request for my deepest gratitude Dr. Sudhindra sir to give away the Best Student Paper Award. Any guess? Awards will be given to motivate the presenters to say tremendous research in the field of AI, and it won by Ayush Shanmuga, RNSIT Bangalore. Please give him a big round of applause. And the paper entitled Role of AI, I request to come over on the stage. Role of AI in Cybersecurity, Systematic Study on Attacks, Techniques and Tools. Hearty congratulations. Thank you, sir. Now I call upon our beloved director, Dr. Iven to give away the Best PhD Colloquium, and it was won by Ms. Kaveshri, UVC Bangalore, for her thesis entitled Oral Cancer Detection Using Deep Learning Techniques. Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. S.K. Pandey to give away the next award. Please come on the stage. We have a couple of research sessions backed with 12 posters across the globe, and it was backed by the best research poster presentation by Dr. Anita Prem Kumar, MIT Bangalore, for the research poster titled Time-Triggered Ideas Using ML and IoT. Please give her a big round of applause. Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. Dayananda B., President Head Department of Information Technology, to give away the next outstanding award of the conference in Women in Engineering, and it was backed by Nirashe Fatima of Asia's Pacific University of Science and Technology, Malaysia, for her thesis entitled Leveraging Natural Language Processing to Extract Influencing Keywords for Business Intelligence in the Beauty and Performance of at Industry. On behalf of her, anybody can take like, ma'am, please. Sophia, ma'am, yeah. Please, again, give her a big round of applause. Thank you so much. I request Dr. Shreyas to announce the rest of the awards.
The next we have 3 awards. One is Best Presenter Award, Best Paper Award in the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goal, and also the Best Paper Award. So I kindly request Dr. Rajiv Selvan, Deputy Chairman, SOEIT MAHE Dubai, to hand over the award to the winner. The Best Poster Award goes to, Best Presenter Award. The Best Presenter Award goes to Dr. Kiran P, BBC, Mysuru, India. The title is Skin Cancer Detection Based on ML Models. Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. Dayananda P to hand over the award, the Best Paper Award. The Best Paper Award goes to Dr. Ramesh G, NMA MIT NITTE. The title is Deep Reinforcement Learning and Proximal Policy Optimization for JetBot Optimization. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you and congratulations to all the awardees. I now call upon Dr. Iven Jose, Patron Code AI and Director MIT-Bengaluru, to deliver his remarks.
Good afternoon, all. And on this concluding day, I thought I'll just pick up a small story that happened recently. This was about a senior gentleman who was seated on a row like this when a convocation was happening at University of Pennsylvania about 8-10 years back. And he was there to witness his own son's convocation, which was happening on that podium. And something strange happened. While the awardees were called and they kept on, receiving their awards one after the other, down the lane, about 10th or 11th person was a very old gentleman. And later on, they announced that he was at the age of 96. And he walked up the stage. And literally, the entire people out there stood up for him. People who were seated on the stage, looking at his stature, of course, giving due respect to him, and then going up to him until the announcement must wait that he was one of the PhD contestants who had completed his PhD at that age, 96. So, looking at this, the parent who was seated there at the age of 73, who came to witness his son's convocation, got inspired. He said, if he could do, why couldn't I do? And immediately after the convocation got over, he went about identifying an avenue. And another 3, 4, 5 years later, I get to see that even this guy has been awarded with PhD. Well, so the whole idea of me sharing this context was there is no age restriction for research, and maybe for this degree PhD. Those of you who are youngsters, who are here, who have witnessed paper presentation today, and who are journeying into this milestone, my earnest suggestion to you is not just PhD, but this journey of research is something which is very, very dear, and please keep it very close to your heart. It's not just as a mere outcome of paper publication alone, but to keep yourself updated in life. Now, while you move out from here, you'll also see it's not just the area of your own interest that you would do research on.
At times, you will bring research into whichever forte you are in. Somebody might be in cooking, as someone said. You might get research down to cooking. Somebody else might be in finance, or someone else might be in hospitality. Somebody else might be in any other realm. Being an engineer or being let's say a management personnel, you can bring in research in whichever walks of life you are in. And that is where the success lies, because it shows you are updated. You are also getting yourself skilled by doing this in one way or other, and at the same time being motivating or motivational factor for different others around you. So that was on a short anecdote that I wanted to bring about to mention that there is no age limit for research. Come what may, wherever you are, please indulge into research and come out with laurels. Second thing I thought I'll also mention, today in the globe, there are n number of patents which are coming out. Academia, industry. Industry, of course, they're very clear. Unless and until there's a commercialization happening, people will not touch upon it. Academia, there are a lot of patents which are getting parked. And you know why? Because academia is insisting on the fact that teachers should publish or get patents. Now, this forum, at least, who are seated down here, my suggestion to you will be, when you file a patent, at least have that third eye or that insight. How much is it going to draw a commercial value to it? Not that you should commercialize, but some point in time, someone gets benefited out of it. Now, that's the whole purpose of your research. And that is the first level of validation which can happen while your research outcome gets out of these four walls of academia or the four walls of research papers. And that's one thing that we can all, today take as a commitment in the areas that you would work with. And that will deep dive into those motivational factor for you, not just by restricting yourselves to a comparison that you would do with some methods that you take, some statistical analytics that you would take, but also reach it out to a level where how does it impact at the end user? If you are able to do that, believe me, you will never be forgotten. You and I will die and go one day. But what will still remain is the manuscripts, the papers, the books, the chapters which you and I have written. It will live long, no matter to whatever ages they are belonging to. So that's the footprint that you will leave behind as a legacy, as your contribution to this entire globe. On that final note, I will conclude myself, and I'll congratulate the entire team out here for having put out. I was here for almost 5 days now. I had a lot of association with different peoples, particularly out here this 2 days. I met so many faculties, so many students around, so many interactions, and so many viable possibilities of we joining hands in different forums. We're exploring that, and we're looking forward to have a collaboration. But otherwise, I should thank the team who have put in a lot of hardship in bringing this entire concept to a reality. It wasn't easy for them. I think after Code AI 1.0, Code AI 2.0 came in very quickly, not even 6 months, and we were just out there to bring this entire concept in principle to be rolled out. Looking at the success of this, of course, you mentioned multiple or diverse countries which came up and delivered their sessions online, offline. Multiple speakers came. But to me personally, the success of this Code AI 2.0 lies in the remark which one of the guest speakers told yesterday while we had a dinner together. He said, if there is a provision, let us know. We can have Code AI 3.0 in South Korea. So I think this is something which earmarks a big success, and people like them, we would never make such commitment unless and until they've seen quality, they've seen rigor, they have seen competency levels of people who have been partaking in this. So I think it's a big success. Kudos to all organizers here. Maybe we should see in South Korea, Seoul very soon. Yeah. Yes. So maybe you could have your tickets booked 1 year in advance so that you can get some cheap fares and get onto the flight for onboarding. Yeah, that was just on a lighter note. But then, yeah, thanks a lot from both the institutions together, jointly with MAHE Dubai and MIT-Bengaluru, MAHE Bangalore campus. We had the opportunity to come together and have this program conducted on a common platform here. And we are proud to be associated with you, sir. We look forward for many such associations.
I would like to invite two key personals, or rather three key personals, Dr. Pandey, Dr. Sophia, if you're here, and Dr. Dyanand. Please come. Please stand here. I think you all should be on the limelight. Yeah, for those of you who do not know, they are the three pillars who actually came up, with their idea and said, of course, Dr. Dyanand sowed the seed, I would say, with the support of or Professor Madhu Veera-Raghavan. Along with them, the entire team came up and equally supported by Dr. Pandey and Dr. Sophia, with the support of Professor Sudhindra, and of course the big team at the backdrop. We have Shreyas, we have Gururaj and your teams, and we also have 3 students, if I'm correct. Yes, they're all come from Bangalore campus, bunking their classes. Yeah, but yes, it's a great exposure for you all as well. I hope you enjoyed it thoroughly. Right? Thank you very much. But otherwise, a big round of applause for them. So thank you, teachers. I think this is the best gift that you could give to this community here, to bringing them, connecting them to these many industry personals that you see out here. And it wasn't easy to get all of them connected. IBM, HP, Nokia, Flutterflow, and you literally heard all of them come here and speak, right? So that's the kind of rigor these people have shown up. And thanks a lot, sir, once again for your motivation. And formally, let me thank all the organizing team here. I'm sure there are tons of people who have worked at the backdrop who are not visible out here for the paucity of time and space. I cannot get all of you all here, but I can see your cheerful faces and your smiles on your face. Thanks a lot once again. And I think wishing you all success in your future, and hope that while we move ahead from here, we get some avenue elsewhere to get connected. I'm also in debt to our management, particularly our Vice Chancellor, the Pro Vice Chancellors over here, Professor Sabayat, Lieutenant General Professor Venkatesh, and all the other university heads who have literally helped us out in making this a reality. Thank you once again. Thanks.
Sorry, I forgot to announce one award, which is Best Paper Award in Sustainable Development Goal, SDG category. The paper title is Optimization of Fuzzy Decision Systems for Efficient Waste Collection, Recycling and Pollution Reduction. I kindly request Dr. Gururaj HL to hand over the award for the winners. And the authors are Farhan, Asifia, Mehak, Javed. And this paper maps to more than 4 Sustainable Development Goals. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I now call upon Dr. Gururaj HL to deliver the vote of thanks.
Yeah, once again, very good evening to one and all present here. In the version of 1.0 also, I usually prefer to have a vote of thanks. I love to thank each and everyone. So this time also I insisted, let me do the vote of thanks for this conference, Code AI 2025 version 2 also, as gratitude is a sign of noble souls. So I should not forget to thank each and everyone who contributed enormously to have the success of Code AI 2025 on this occasion. First and foremost, I would like to thank Dr. Sudhindra. In spite of his busy schedule, he came over here for this validation ceremony. Thank you so much for the kind support and appearance. So thank you so much, sir. I'd like to thank Dr. Iven, who is a pillar of MIT-Bengaluru, and he's the one who dived into us to have this event to happen in the Dubai campus, to give the permission to the liberty what he has given to do all the activities over here. Thank you so much for the wonderful support, sir. Thank you so much. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Dr. S.K. Pandey, sir. I think we had more than 20 or 15 meetings online, and we disturbed you like anything, along with Dr. Sophia Rahman, if I'm not wrong. So with all inculcation of the changes, instant changes, okay, we are happening to have more instant changes. It's not, even though it's not meticulous, but it's very somehow hard to have it here sometimes. But thanks for the adaptation. Thank you so much for the wonderful support, and just a nice gesture for having us with us for almost a week. Yeah, thank you so much. And I should not forget to thank my beloved head of the department, Dr. Dayananda P, who's a key person who always calls up me and my co-chair, Dr. Shreyas, to have these are changes, these are keynote speakers, updation, corrections. I think in spite of our academic schedule, we put a lot of effort to happen this. Thank you so much for your wonderful gesture and believing in on us that we're going to have this conference also in a great manner. Thank you so much, sir. I should not forget to thank Dr. Rajiv, sir, for his valuable support and to be a part of this valedictory ceremony. Thank you so much, sir. And there's a list. Please bear with me for 5 to 10 minutes. I should not forget to thank the session chair, session coordinators, and who have presented the papers along with the chairing the session. Those who are present here, I request Dr. Sudhindra, sir, to give away the token of appreciation to session chairs. Please please come on the stage and take the token of appreciation. Dr. Ramesh Ji, MIT-Bangalore. Dr. Navin Kumar MC, Professor, Associate Professor and Head, Department of CSBS, Manipal College of Engineering, Hassan. Please come fast. Dr. Malati S.Y., Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, KLE IIT Hubli. Dr. Kiran, Assistant Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Vidyavardhaka College of Engineering, Mysore. Dr. Sampath Kumar, Dr. Saumya Rani CN, Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, RV College of Engineering, Bangalore. Please give them a big round of applause. They serve and they're here for past 2 days to help out to organize the sessions. And we have with us Dr. Parmesha K, Professor, Department of Computer Science, Vidyavardhaka College of Engineering, Mysore. Dr. Vaishali, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science. Dr. Srividya, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science, RNSIT, Bangalore. Dr. Shanmuga, Professor at RVC, Bangalore. Please give them a big round of applause. Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. Iven to give away a token of appreciation to the faculty coordinators of MAHE Dubai. To begin with big round of applause, Dr. Sophia Rahman, Dr. Jahiruddin Ahmed, with their infrastructure, with their technical supports. Please give them a big round of applause. Dr. M.I. Javed Nazir, Dr. Pamba, Dr. Sundos, Dr. Asha Sunil Kumar, it will be fast. Dr. Naveen Chandrasekhar, Professor Vidya Ashok, Ms. Delika Joseph. I'm sorry if I call your name wrongly. Mr. Shekhar Roy. Mr. Subramania. Come fast. Yes, please give them a big round of applause. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Now I request Dr. Dayananda B to give away a token of appreciation to the student volunteers of MAHE Dubai with their constant support and meticulous dedication for having this event a grand success. I'll call their names. Please come on the stage and collect their token of appreciation. Mr. Sitij. Okay. Ms. Kritik Mahesh Kumar. Please give them a big round of applause. They maintained the sessions very appropriately. Almost 12 sessions, parallel sessions with 1 poster presentation. Give them a big round of applause. Mohammed Moez, Iven. R.V. Raj. Kesita Sebastian. Mohit. Ifa. Shayan. Fida. Shashank. Zoya Khan. Come fast. Better be on the other side. Mariam. She's not there. Teresa. Is there? Nurdal. Abdul. Pravina. Is there Pravina? Please come fast, guys. Siddika Dosman. Tahira. Adi Shankar. Joel. Is there Joel? Okay. Mohammed Farhan. Is there? Okay. What is this? Pinan. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And I would like to call Dr. S.K. Pandey, sir, to give away token of appreciation to MIT-Bengaluru coordinators and volunteers. With a big round of applause, I'll call upon Mr. Nishant. No, no. Mr. Chinmay. Ms. Soumya. Ms. Sri Lakshmi. Come fast, come fast. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah, we extend a living and heartfelt gratitude to all participants, organizers, supporters who made this event a grand success. And last but not the least, Shreyas, please. I request Dr. Shreyas to give away one more. She was not there at that time. Request to give away the best paper award in the category of Women in Engineering. Nirisha Fatima from Asia Pacific University of Science and Technology, Malaysia. Please give her a big round of applause. And I missed the name. I'm very sorry for that. Dr. Ravi Kumar, sir, please. He acted as a session chair. Yeah, so yes, you can give a session chair memento for Dr. Ravi Kumar. If anybody I have missed, I'm really sorry. Pardon me. We'll circulate the certificates later. Okay, by miss if I have missed any mementos or certificates. Sorry. Give them a big round of applause. The last but not the least, I should not forget to thank my program co-chair, Dr. Shreyas, who is always very meticulously work hard day and night. It's all about seeing the picture on the front. It's so easy to happen this event, but at back we used to work late nights and all to happen this event. Please give a big round of applause. And I request Dr. Iven sir to give a token of appreciation to Dr. Shreyas. Please give him a big round of applause. Thank you so much, each and everyone, teaching and non-teaching staff, participants, student volunteers, each and everyone. And we all meet you people in the next Code AI version 3.0. Probably it may happen. There's a logo we have already planned for that, with the theme of orange. Okay, please give a opening, good round of applause for this. Yeah. First version we have with Talent Fans as the publication partner. This time we have a Springer. We're looking forward for a better publisher next time with general publication also. With all your support, this happened. Thank you so much for giving an opportunity to talk and render the vote of thanks. Thank you so much.
Thank you, dignitaries. I would like to call upon Dr. Dayananda Field to officially honor Dr. Gururaj as the program chair. Requesting all the participants to stay back for a group photograph. Participants, please come forward for the group photograph. Sophia, ma'am. All the student volunteers of MAHE, please come